The podcast that you're about to listen to does not care about your emotions, your hypersensitivity, or your political correctness. If you wish to continue, then
shut up and sit down.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. You're listening to the Alpha 5 podcast. I'm Frank, a.k.a. PJ, here with John,
yo,
Ray,
Hey,
and Fabian.
What's up?
Fellas, what the fuck is going on? Another day, another dollar. How we doing?
chilling, bro.
Pretty good. Mm-hmm.
I got my stimulus check.
Nah, bank
Word.
account's been stimulated, my guy.
I want a
That-
stimulus check.
I'd rather be in a position where I don't need the stimulus check.
But everyone gets the stimulus check.
No, everybody doesn't.
Everyone that filed a tax return does.
If you make over $99,000 a year, you don't.
I mean,
Damn it. You all know my income, kind of.
I mean,
we know a range now.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
that.
mean, listen.
I mean, I get it. You're right.
Those are the
Right.
facts.
But I
If
thought I thought it's just a reduced amount.
That's class discrimination.
No, it goes. You
I
get the
guess, like,
full
class
if
discrimination.
you get the full 1,200 if you're really poor. You get like 600 if you're kind of poor, and if you're not poor at all, and you get to do what you want in this world, then you don't get anything.
Oh, cool. I'm really poor.
Those are the rules. Yeah. So hey,
Well, listen.
stimulate, my nigga. Stimulate away.
I'm okay with it. I understand my position in this world. I accept it.
Fuck it. So that's how that works.
What are you gonna do? Oh, damn. So I see what you were saying, Ray.
Yeah. It
That's
exposes you.
Fabian just got exposed. Hard body. Ooh,
Well,
them hoochie gonna
The
come.
thing is,
I actually, you know what? I just
hold
I take my bank account up, just deposited.
Okay.
We
wait,
good.
what were you saying, Ray?
I don't feel poor, though.
Nah, you
No.
ain't poor. It's something like if it's 75,000 or under, you get the full 1,200. If it's 75 to 99 or 98, you get like 600. And if it's anything 99 and up, you don't get anything. Something like that.
What do you mean, Ray? You don't
Hmm.
feel poor? I'm trying to say. I know you guys. I'm trying to think where you go. I have a feeling. I have an idea. I'm trying to get
Like, I feel like I can do whatever I want. I feel like, I don't feel limited. I don't feel like anybody has a social class above me. Like, I acknowledge people as my equal. I don't put celebrities on a pedestal, like I don't
Yeah.
so I see me like them. Yeah, I can do just as much as them. I just need to do a little bit more work to get there, like I need to take a couple extra steps.
Yeah.
One hell of
But,
an outlook.
We still broke
Yeah.
though compared to them. Like it's not even a status thing for me. It's just the amount of brokenness that they don't have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Like they could literally, rich people could start businesses, and if they fail, like fuck it, I'll just start another one tomorrow. Like fuck it.
That I
You know what I
understand.
mean? Like
Yeah, I mean, yeah, money breeds opportunity, and hey, hopefully this fucking stimulus gives us all additional opportunity. I mean,
I thought we were supposed to be stimulating the economy with it.
yeah, I'll stimulate
so
it when
that
I
we
know
can
the
buy.
economy's going to return.
Dude, 90% of the people I talked to said they already put it in their savings. Like
Yep.
they're not spending it.
Well,
So it's like
Because you're giving
I
people.
mean, that's actually a good thing too, because you don't have to put it in savings to do it. Eventually, it's gonna. If everybody starts, if the majority of people did that, actually, it is gonna stimulate the economy in ways that you don't expect it. Yeah, not consumer based right off the jump by spending that money, but they're putting it all in their bank accounts. The banks are gonna see that Chase and freaking whatever the banks of the world, freaking what's Provident, all those. They're gonna start seeing it. The lending power obviously goes up, even the smaller banks too. And they're going to start probably stimulating that way. The more money they have to give out to people, so they'll give a loan for this, they'll give a business loan for that, a mortgage loan, rates will drop, more people get approved. That does eventually lead to that.
And it's realistically, it's still super fresh, right? So people get this money now. You putting it away like you hibernating and shit, saving that shit, and then all of a sudden, when things calm down and this, and everything is back to normal, picking up, and people are working regular and blah blah blah. All of a sudden, it's like, oh shit, I got this little change in here. Wait, damn, I wanted that new thing. Bet.
Yeah.
And then it comes out. It won't come out initially because of fear, but it will eventually make its way out. It'll creep out.
I mean, what can you buy with $1,200? It's like $1 million if you win $1 million nowadays. It's like,
The
it's like,
fucked up thing is they gave us $1,200 to spend, and niggas, everything is closed.
But that's the thing.
Where
Ain't nobody
you
can spend it on
Where you
anything
going?
now.
Where you going? Go buy drugs. That's it. That's the only thing that's open. Drug dealers. Like everything else is closed where you need
And
a
liquor
mask, my
stores.
nigga. Yo, even drug dealers drive around with masks on. I swear to God.
I mean, listen, you dealing with some unscrupulous people.
I mean, that don't mean that. It just means that the fucking
No.
germs is everywhere.
I'm saying that they're dealing with some unscrupulous people. They don't know
Okay.
somebody else's habits. They got to protect their business.
Touche.
I mean, shit.
Touche.
So, I wanted to talk to you about something. It's really kind of bouncing off what we were talking about last week when we mentioned near-death experiences. It made me think about maybe fears that we might hold or oddities that we might have that, like, that maybe somebody might look at as weird or some shit like that.
Quirks.
Yeah.
That's a good word.
Like, I know a lot of people who are afraid of spiders, especially men
Pussies.
who are afraid of spiders. And,
man, fuck you, bro.
What?
Like,
Screw you.
You scared of spiders, bro?
I'm not scared of spiders. They just make me uncomfortable. Like, I don't like them. I'm not like, definitely scared, but I definitely cringe a little bit. Like, I think it's gross. Like,
so, like, if there was a spider next to you, like, would you tweak out?
I want to tweak out, but I'd be like, fuck, whoa, no. Like,
See,
it feels like
I feel like
I love the reaction.
I feel like because he's on camera, he's like downplaying the reaction. I'm pretty sure that he'd like jump up, throw his blanket at it, and like freak out, like throw his controller. Like,
nah, bro. I would be chill. Like I used to play with the.
I'll be chill.
Whatever. A spider just starts. A spider that you're not used to seeing just starts crawling on you.
Spiders don't bother me. There are certain
But
bugs
it doesn't surprise you. It's gonna surprise you.
I'm gonna be like, oh,
what up, Manil? What am I doing?
I'm gonna look. Be like, oh shit. What the bug that scares me are roaches. That's how those I don't like. Those I'm terrified of. Other than that,
it's a bug.
Yeah.
What?
It's a bug. What is it?
It's a mutant. It is a demon. It is from Satan. What do you? Have you ever seen a fucking roach, nigga?
How about the flying ones?
Oh, those are even worse. But what were you saying?
Flying demons.
Something that's like poisonous or something that's gonna hurt.
Nah. I done dealt with the banana spiders down south. They're fucking huge, yellow and black. They're terrifying.
But did it ever crawl on you?
Nah, but it was like in front of my face because I was doing yard work and I didn't see it until like later. They didn't crawl on me, but it was like right there. But roaches are worse.
You smack it? You smack it? You punched it?
Nah, nigga, I backed up slowly and then I weed whacked the shit out of that motherfucker. I was weed whacking. I was doing landscaping, so I'm gonna fucking kill it. Like I'm the human here. You understand? Like, oh, you're a terrifying monster. Oh, but I kill things because I'm a human. So you caught me off guard. Now I'm not scared of shit. But roaches,
They're gonna die.
I'm afraid of roaches.
Faye, what else you got? So I inadvertently pointed out spiders for you. I think Jonah's afraid of spiders too, or bugs in general. I think Jonah's just not a bug guy.
I just can't stop laughing at what I just heard. I was like, I'm not afraid of shit, but I'm afraid of roaches.
Yeah, like nah. Listen, I grew up in the Bronx. Well, I was born in the Bronx, and there's roaches in the Bronx when you're younger and shit like that. You be to people's houses and they got roaches, and so like that. There's been horror stories in my house, like growing up. Like my father had one go in his ear when we was younger and shit like that. Had to go to a hospital because it was like trying to burrow into his skull and shit like that. Like. Or I'm telling you, listen.
No, the thing is, I got something to add to that, man. Because I'm thinking about you talking about like you used to go to people's houses, right? There was this one time this girl that I was dating came to my house and she saw a roach and I was like, me inside, I'm like, oh shit, she saw that roach, and then she's like, don't worry, I got roaches too.
Yeah,
A lot of people have
What do you
roaches,
mean?
bro.
I never had him. You brought him here, bitch.
You ever be in that position where you're like, oh shit, like I hope they didn't see that. Like you could very clearly see it going across the wall or whatever, especially behind somebody. You're like, yo, don't turn around.
But the last
Like, in
time
your
we
head,
had
don't-
roaches
don't-
was when I was like real young. Once we moved upstate, that was pretty much over for that. But I remember, and when we have family down south, so there's roaches down south too. So you see them down there.
They get bigger the further south you go.
They
I feel
do.
like.
But they
And
always
learn new tricks and shit. Like
they
I've
always
Yeah, they
terrify
fly
me.
over here.
They always
I-
terrify me.
I've seen them in Florida. They just like swim in Florida, and it's not a water bug. Like these
No.
motherfuckers, like
No,
you
they're
throw
roaches.
them in
They're
the
roaches.
ocean. They're gonna do what they got to do.
You know the motherfuckers live in the woods.
Roaches?
Like yeah, like you can
most
go.
bugs do. Most bugs don't like
Nah.
come from your home.
I'm
They
from
just
New
end up
York.
there.
There's never been a forest where there was just roaches full of, what?
They're
Like,
brown. They blend.
Bruh. Nah, son. They be whole colonies of roaches in the woods. I thought they only live where humans live.
So what would you do if a roach is crawling on you?
I would burn this fucking house down right now. I swear to God.
No, what would you do if you just felt something crawling and,
I
you
would-
like, "What the fuck?" And then you look,
I would bug the fuck out. I would scream. I would call
you were like, ah.
to be
No, that
honest
was
with you.
Fabian.
Now, the
That's
first,
oh,
honestly, the first
Ah,
thing
Fuck. Yeah, nah.
the first thing you're gonna hear is you're gonna
I'm
hear
not
me
freaking
say,
out. Like,
you're gonna hear me say Rebecca mad loud, like Rebecca,
gotta
like
call his-
bro, come get this
why do
fucking
men
roach.
do that? Why do men have the thing that terrifies them and they call their wife? Like,
Because nigga, there's not much, but when
I
there
don't
is
get it.
something, nigga, come get it off me, come save me. Like,
Save yourself.
Faye,
Facts.
what else you got? What other oddities you got? I can name one for you, but I'm gonna wait to see what you come up with.
the used to be for a while actually. The when I would turn off a light, like I'll freak out a little bit if I have to go someplace that's bright, and I turn off the light in a dark room and I go into the next room. Like I think everybody grew up out of that when they were kids, but that
so
used
the
to fuck
dark,
me up.
the
Not
dark.
the dark itself. I don't have no problem being in the dark itself. It's like transitioning from like I'm turning the light off here and I'm going to walk to the lit area and there's no like string of lights going there. Like I have to go from one dark area to another one. And I turn the light off and I'm just like I walk always a little bit faster.
Oh man, how long ago that stopped?
You-
It stopped, right? You don't still feel that
it's
way.
still going on. It's fine.
Oh
It's
shit!
still going on for him. You could tell.
Nah. Like if I'm
You
already
just-
in the dark, it's cool. Like because I've been like in the woods, like pitch
Is it-
black, dark, no bother. It's I
That-
think it's when they turn off the lights and now it's all of a sudden unknown, and then I just go into the I don't know. It's just a
That's
little
what I
bit-
would feel more comfortable with. If it went from light to dark immediately, I just surveyed the area in the light, so I know for a fact there's nothing there.
No, the problem is the dark area. I shared this with him, I guess unknowingly, probably into my teens, quite honestly. 'Cause, yeah, when I lived in Monroe, the last house I had in Monroe, like
Mhm.
like what he's saying, like you got lights going on above you, right? But if I turned one section off, right, where that light switch to turn it off was at the beginning of the light section that was still on. So I would turn that bitch off and the whole area behind me would turn black. And I would fuck with my own head, like, yo, something's down there.
Yeah, it's gonna come out.
There
now.
wasn't nothing down there. I knew there was
Yeah.
nothing down there. I just came from down there, but something in my head said, yo, get the fuck out. Like,
Scary ass. niggas, bro.
everyone's seen that shit where it's like, no, run. Like, that's what it was in my head. Especially like, if I was coming from downstairs to go upstairs, there was that like gray area between the floors that wasn't as lit.
I'm definitely the white guy in the horror movie that would go check the shit out. Like, I'm going to go see what the fuck that was. Like, oh,
Nah.
if you're afraid of the dark and you hear something like, nigga, what the fuck was that?
Nah,
Like,
I played too many mind games with myself. Like,
I
and
would
then,
be
like,
afraid of
fell
an
for it.
animal. I would be afraid of an animal, not like a person.
No, there was just something. It wasn't a person. There was something that if I didn't hurry up and move, like I'm gonna
Those
feel
will get
something
you.
grabbing my ankles.
That's
Like,
fine.
no, I had a problem.
Shit like
I,
that
I'm
don't
with
bother me.
you on that, Faye. But look at him looking off into the wander. Like, damn,
This nigga
That
reflecting.
thing's gonna get like it's gonna get him now. Like he's like upset.
Oh,
No,
man.
it's just I'm thinking about it, like, yeah, that shit is it's so irrational, the little things that we have that sometimes, but
There are a
what's
lot
funny,
of
like,
irrational fears.
you know what's funny? I don't think I grew up out of my fears because I still have them, but I've learned to actually not
To
give
be
them as
brave
much
and
energy.
have courage to go against.
So
it.
like that's the only thing that's different now that I'm older. It's like I feel it's almost like one of those things you never truly get rid of that, but you just almost like learn how to cope with it. You know, just be like, oh, you know what? I'm not thinking about that. That's so stupid. It's things about like this big and it's crawling on me. Okay, don't go like this or make weird. Just get it off. You know, or I have a fear of oh man, ketchup. I mean, I have a fear of ketchup. I just don't like ketchup. It's disgusting. It makes me want to throw up. So I have like
That's
horror
how I
stories.
feel about
Ketchup is still.
That's how I feel about mayonnaise.
One of my
Gross.
favorite ones.
It's just gross. It's gross.
But-
And this guy used to fuck with me with it, and I don't like that
What?
shit.
I still
That's
fuck
how I
with you
feel.
to
It's
this day
just
with
to me.
that.
You like
I
tomatoes?
don't understand, but what is
I
gross
love
about it?
tomatoes. It just, I guess, once it gets into that form and it gets by my nose or anywhere by my mouth, I ain't good.
You must have been traumatized as a kid with that.
Nah,
I didn't.
not good. Disgusting. It makes me want to throw up.
PJ, your audio went out, bro.
My bad.
There
I
you
used
go.
to put ketchup on my fingers and try to rub it at the like the base of Fabian's nose.
Oh,
To
you
get
just an
him-
antagonist.
Oh, I with that I 100% was, because I found it so odd and hysterical because it was like an instant gag reflex. Like there was no
It's
pause
disgusting.
to it. It was just like, oh, it's on my finger. Ah!
Good thing you never did that with mayonnaise, bro. Because I feel like that about mayo. Like
I don't like mayonnaise either.
that is
Yeah.
just Satan sauce, and anybody who eats that has some kind of special problems with them. I
Can you have
apologize.
it in tuna?
I can. I can
Yeah.
eat it in certain things: potato salad, tuna.
A little bit, just a little.
Yeah, but it
I
has
have
to be
to
light.
It has to
Yeah.
be just enough to make it
Mhm.
what it's
The
supposed to be.
consistency. You need
Yeah.
Yeah.
to get that tact to it.
Right, but I
But-
can't have it slimy. And,
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. If you're doing like this with your tuna salad, not good. Not good. Not good. Not good. Not
fucking
cool.
I'm
sound,
glad that you
bro.
don't like that sound, Fabe, when that's how you eat, motherfucker.
Yeah, but it's not mayonnaise. It's not mayonnaise.
Yeah,
There's
That-
a difference.
but now you understand how we
Fuck.
feel listening to you eat.
Yeah, I don't mind that sound. It's just I don't like that sound. Forget what
You
it's.
don't like the sound. Well, you break our ears every time we playing games and you start chomping on something.
Yo, I gotta eat.
Be like,
Gotta eat.
Right.
like
Damn. Well, Ray, what about you? You got any funky ass fears or
Oh,
quirks
man.
or
I don't know, man. For fears,
I think your kindness is weird. I'm just gonna throw
what
that out.
kind of fucking shit is that?
Because it's always
Nigga,
so
who-
genuine and like good hearted and like
Well, how is that a fear?
Wow.
I said that I
Damn,
said
he
quirks.
just jumped to that shit too. Yeah, well, I
said
think you like.
I mean, he was
Come
having a
on,
hard
man.
time. I threw something out for him.
My guy.
thank you.
'Cause I've never met someone so like genuine as him though. Like it's weird to me.
Nigga, why the fuck you so kind?
Yeah, that's how I feel. Like
Be
Hate the
me.
world like the rest of us.
like
Damn it.
it's like I feel like I almost can't trust him because he's so trustworthy.
Nigga, fuck your balance.
It's not even balanced. It's just like it's like good hearted.
Yes.
Fuck.
I think I have a fear of not being able to. I don't know, man. Like things like that. I don't know. I do bug out. Like I'm not gonna just go I'll probably jump a little bit, but I'll be like the other day I was playing games with you guys and I saw a spider run. It was a big spider. It was a big spider. I saw a big spider just run, so I stopped real quick and I was watching it. And then I turned on the light. I went to get my chancleta. I went to get the chancleta and I was gonna kill it. But I'm not scared of it, you know, like come, get over here, and he was running away kind of thing. It's just it startled me.
Beat that
But-
bitch ass, bro.
That's like when you go into, let's say, like you go into a pool or water that you can't see, and some weird thing rubs you, and you don't know what it is. It's like what is that?
That's the same thing.
Yeah, I also
It's
don't
like
like
an
water.
unknown. It's like an unknown kind of thing, you know, like.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I don't. That's why I don't.
as far
do
as
lakes.
like I don't know, lakes, no.
Yeah, I don't do lakes and random beds of water that like you have to walk through any kind of I got tactile issues. So like I don't like certain textures
Yeah.
and that like seaweeds, moss, like river moss kind of fuck that.
Something happened to you, nigga. Somebody motherfucking played with some slime on your head and it just fucked you all up, nigga. Niggas bought some gack from back in the day off of Nickelodeon and just fucked your world up, nigga.
Yeah, I know that. You know when they have those lakes and shit, and they put like the raft in the middle that you gotta swim to.
Yeah, somebody
that
gacked
green
this nigga,
shit
bro.
that be growing on the side of that.
The moss.
Yeah,
like the
bro,
algae, nasty
nah,
shit.
It's not just how it feels. I feel like if I touch it, it's gonna grow on me. I
So
feel like I'm contaminated now.
You didn't like those little things from the quarter machines from the supermarket where you fucking the octopuses and the hands that you throw and they stick.
Oh, I love those things. No,
but it's slimy weird shit.
Nah, I didn't say it makes sense. I just said this is what happens.
Yeah, nigga, because that shit is just throwing me the fuck off.
So like the seaweed, you don't like that shit? Like if you're in the ocean, you go a little further?
Fuck no.
You don't like that? Oh, yeah? Yeah.
I don't like the ocean, but I can deal with the seaweed.
Especially depending on where it is. Like if it's in like blue water kind of shit, I could see it. So I can deal with it. I don't like it, but I can deal with it better. Right? But like if it's a little bit darker water,
I know
nigga, I get it, but
I think we see too many movies to know. Yeah, something touched my leg, but I can't see where it is. It's just a shadow in the water. Oh shit, now I'm going under.
Yeah, you don't know what it is.
The creature from the blue lagoon.
I'm sorry, Ray. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Nah,
you brought that shit. You brought it to my forefront.
Okay, good.
This nigga said textures.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't feel like I have anything weird in that aspect.
You're not afraid of heights?
Mm-mm.
Damn, nigga. What the fuck? Are you perfect, nigga? Are you
No.
Cloud Strife?
You see? And then I get called out for, you see?
The thing is, like, it makes me feel like being up there makes you feel a certain way. Like, yeah, it's like, you know, I remember like the first time I was the first jumper, like I was like, oh shit, and you get this crazy ass feeling in your gut, like, you know,
you're talking about skydiving?
No, it's not skydiving.
Being high.
Being high.
Being in
You're
heights.
talking about the same thing?
Yeah. Being in heights, about to jump out of a plane.
Right.
Wait,
like,
you've been skydiving?
That's not skydiving. It was the military.
Yeah. It's not called skydiving.
It was the military, bro.
But isn't that what actually happens? Like, don't
no,
you
because
your
chute opens right away.
Oh, I know. Okay, I know.
Static line jumping.
Static line. Yeah. So
got you.
When I was like, you know, before basically the freaking jump master slaps you in your ass before you jump out, kind of thing. It's like, you know, it's a little scary, but you just suck it up. And I think it's like what Fabe said earlier. Is, you know, you acknowledge it. You acknowledge that you might have some type of fear, but you just go and do it anyway. You know, you go against what it, that feeling, that sensation's urging you to not do.
That's why they
get.
That's why they
get liberating
men.
In a way.
That's why they get young men to join the military, just to let you know, because older men are all obviously a little bit more. I don't want to even say wiser, but they have more apprehension because they lived a little bit more life. Because I remember being young and so eager to jump on the first roller coaster and not thinking that, yo, this motherfucker could fall from the sky at any moment and I can die. Or going 100 miles on miles per hour on the highway and not really caring. Now, oh man, you can't get me to do the limit, 65, and it's like, that's why not only because of the physical issues, but I think it's also like the mentality. Like younger men are more ready to jump into that shit, bro. Because maybe back then I would have did it, but at 30, almost 35, you couldn't get me to jump out of a plane.
Would you go skydiving now?
I want to, but I know I'm not going to.
I want to.
I want to also. I was gonna say let's organize a Alpha 5 dive.
We should do it. Winston wants to.
I'm with it. I got to do it again, actually.
I'm too black for that. Black people don't do shit like that.
That's bullshit. Let me find the first black guy.
I did of course they do. But I did the indoor skydiving shit in Virginia, which was pretty intense. It was fun. I felt like I got the experience. I don't need all that seeing all it because I get anxiety attacks. Like, no, I do. Like in open
I know,
space,
I know.
in open
I know.
spaces, like I had this problem in Georgia, like because there's no up here. There's a lot of mountains when you drive and shit. So when I drive, especially on highways, and I have to go like fast and a certain speed. If I don't have mountains blocking my view, like I start to get anxiety. So if I see open spaces while I'm driving, like open fields and just open sky, like I feel like I'm gonna drive off of something, I start panicking. I don't know what the fuck it is, right? So I can't. I would never be able to jump. I'd probably die. Like
Are you
just
saying you have the reverse of the opposite of like claustrophobia, but like
something like that, I guess. Like yeah,
which
but
just like you feel like you just the vastness, like
yes,
space. So there's base like that would freak me
terrifies
out,
me.
like in space.
Yep,
Like I'm
terrifies me.
beyond space.
Space terrifies me. The
Oh,
idea
okay,
of
interesting. That's interesting.
that kind of openness
Of
and
infinity, the idea of infinity.
yeah, and so when we moved back up here from Georgia a few years ago, I drove by myself. My mom and my dad and my wife, they was in a rental and the U-Haul, and I had to drive my car up alone. That's 1,000-mile drive. And mind you, I have anxiety. I'm getting anxiety attacks the whole way. So my heart is fucking. I mean, I'm going like 50, and my heart is fucking pounding, like pounding out my chest, and I'm like, I'm about to die. This is it because all I see is
Agoraphobia.
okay. There you go.
Gore. What?
Agoraphobia, the
Ag-
fear of wide open spaces, crowds, or uncontrolled social conditions.
Yeah, that it didn't sit well with me, bro. I was bugging. So now I'm back home and I have no problems. Like I don't get those
Western
attacks.
psychologists compare hikikomori with social anxiety and agoraphobia, a fear of open places.
That's interesting. Because I really have like it. I didn't know what it was. It never happened to me driving up here. You know what I mean? And when I moved back, I never got anxiety driving again. Never happened again.
That's funky.
It is. It's weird.
Wow, it's an anxiety disorder.
Yeah, no,
I've got mild claustrophobia.
not like being in tight places and stuff.
Nah, especially in social settings. Like, nah.
Really?
Yeah, I believe in personal space, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially like with strangers. So, like, I never liked like packed clubs. Like, I actively did not like them. Like, if I can't stretch out, it builds an anger in me. It doesn't build anxiety. It builds anger. It's not, and obviously with alcohol that doesn't mix very well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I was that guy pushing people out of my way. Like you're getting too close to me.
Wow.
Like yeah, or like setting hard perimeters. Like especially if I was with like a group or with a girl, like hard perimeter. Like she would be in front of me and there's space between us. And no, you're not pushing me forward to close that gap. Nah.
Yeah.
You got looks. No, I didn't but it was more for me because I didn't like that on top of me feeling from those around me.
I wonder where these things come from, man.
Elevators and shit like that. Nah, fuck that. I
wonder what
elevators.
Things come from.
Like his fear of small spaces, my fear of open spaces, like where, because those are clearly psychological problems, right? Like
it might have been something that I don't know, maybe a moment in your life that happened that you didn't really like, or something that was put into your mind that you kind of accepted that was something that you were afraid of. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's some environmental or childhood triggers that might make you more apt to fear certain things. You know, some traumatic experience, right? The psychological thing, but yeah, I kind of like believe, like even from a biblical standpoint, it's kind of similar that we all have determined vices or sins or fears that we have. That's all innate in us, and everybody's different. It's like our own fingerprint, and it's one of those things that I guess I find it to be like a life mission to figure out or overcome those things that are already innate within us.
So
and
that's something.
So some of them.
That's something that we talked about before, Winston, when we were talking about those generational curses.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Sorry, Fib, go ahead. You can continue. That was
Yeah,
just something I
yeah.
wanted to add on.
That's so something very similar. So we all have our own sins, or we have our own stuff that um, we're prone to doing. I guess our or guilty pleasures of that matter. And I think fears are in that as well, because I think there's been some studies that people have certain fears that have no traumatic experiences with them, had no triggers of any way when they were kids, but still have these irrational fears, but they had nothing, they had no reason for that to be fearful of that. So it's just something that triggered that's in their head, and I think it's something that's kind of like innate that you almost got to overcome. And it's that, to me, makes kind of sense. I mean, there is stuff that obviously I think all of a sudden, shit, I got bit by snakes and now I have a fear of snakes. I think that's obviously there with people.
That's
but
natural.
I think there's other ones that you just have, like claustrophobia. Unless PJ got freaking, they locked him in a freaking cupboard or a closet somewhere when he was a kid and he couldn't get out and it freaked him out when he was a kid, then okay, that makes sense. But if you always had it and never had a fear, that
never happened to him.
Honestly, that's probably possible, except I probably locked myself in something and couldn't get out because I was that kind of kid.
Oh, that too.
I was honestly, I was that kind of kid. I probably locked myself in something and like couldn't get out. Felt like I couldn't breathe. Like, oh fuck! And then someone rescued me, like a childproof cabinet or something. I probably threw myself in.
Yeah, I don't like bridges for that same reason. It's not just because of the heights. It's because of when you look outside of a bridge, like you can see. Well, you can see that it just goes and like.
Y'all hitting on all my problems.
You know what I mean? And you can die. Like you can die from that vastness. All you have to do is go over the ledge, and then that's it. And like I don't know, it's the mixture of heights and like the openness of everything is just, dude. We're not supposed to.
I had that problem a lot with the old Tappan Zee Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all you would hear is how the bridge is falling apart. It's falling apart. It's falling apart. We need a new one. We need a new one. And then you got to drive over it, and you're like, yo, you start seeing the patchwork that's being done on the road and like newly paved areas, whatever. Mm-hmm. Start looking around the bridge as you drive, and you see these fucking big ass rust spots or what. That's what those times gave me anxiety. Because I'm just thinking myself, is this going to be it? If this shit just gives out here, like just over, just at like, that spot. There's zero, right? I'm that one car that hit that one spot. It's over. Nothing you can do.
Final destination.
Yeah.
I don't think it works like that, though.
Made me afraid of trucks. We mentioned that the last episode, but I do think that made me afraid of driving behind semis and shit like that. That motherfucker gets startled or tries to avoid one thing and just overcompensates whatever. That's it. Especially on a bridge.
Outside is the worst.
You get me a semi. You get me a semi on a bridge, my heart starts pounding.
Dude, I get it, man. I
will speed right past it.
Yo, outside should have never been invented. Like,
dang, dude.
Nah, it's nothing but danger. It's nothing. Everything is nothing but danger out there. There's no safety.
I handle it like what Ray was saying. They just kind of confront it. I deal with it. You know what I mean? And I just get past that semi, or whatever. But in that moment,
it's just not a fun feeling to deal with.
Yep.
Y'all ever had a semi go flying by you?
Mm-hmm.
Like, the car even shakes a little bit. Like, woo,
that shit has happened to me on my motorcycle on a bridge.
Oh, yeah. I bet you did one of these.
The motorcycle part, I would have been fine if it wasn't for the motorcycle part. I would have like dropped the bike right there. I would have been terrified.
But that's the thing though. It happened to me in that, and one time in my Beetle. Y'all remember Fast and Furious where they had that raised semi in the Fast and Furious movie? Right, so that the car can
the first one, so they can go under it. Yeah,
right. This semi felt that high, and I was in my Beetle, and bro, first of all, I felt the suction even in the car, and I looked over, and it just felt like it was roaring, and I just see fucking wheels right next to me spinning. Nah.
I would have been like, I'd have been lit with that. I'm sorry. That part would have knocked my anxiety out because I would have focused. And I enjoy stuff like that because I don't think I'm gonna die.
You don't enjoy feeling that suction of a semi on a motorcycle, bro.
Oh, the motorcycle. I thought you meant in the car.
No, it happened in the Beetle also. I'm saying that those are the two times that I felt the pull of the semi passing by.
Oh.
Like it wanted me. And I was like, no.
Damn, son. Bro. Fuck outside, man. I'm an advocate. Fuck outside 2020. Apparently. That's where we're at.
Apparently, yeah.
You're right about that.
I'm getting my campaign wish, huh? The guy I want
Danger.
president is taking over.
John, you got any weird ones?
Shit.
We've established Ray's the perfect specimen.
I'm not, dude.
Yeah. I'm not really that, honestly, I don't really have a lot of weird things about me. It's just I think I have a lot of mental issues, so I'm afraid of a lot of things. I have a lot of irrational fears, again, stuff like open spaces and stuff like that. But as far as like weird habits, I think I do everything normal. You know, you put your pants on first and then you put your shirt on. You know, I'm just a regular person. I don't really have that much weird shit. I can point out
Milk
people's
before the
weird
cereal.
So
hell no, I'm not a terrorist. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, who does milk before the cereal? I'm not that guy.
Orange juice instead of milk.
I
Oh,
know
man.
people, and if you Google it, it actually tells you to put the cereal before the milk. Oh, excuse me, the milk before the cereal.
Fuck that.
What?
That makes no sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
It's the whole concept behind it is so that you don't waste any milk.
Who puts the beans in the sauce?
I'm not wasting the
before
milk.
the rice.
I'm not wasting
Like,
the
that
milk
don't make no
anyway
damn sense.
because I'm putting more cereal in to equate for the milk that I have in a bowl. So if I have a little bit of milk, I'm gonna put a little bit of cereal left in there and finish the fucking milk.
The whole look at baby leg.
Yeah, I'm just. I can't, man. That don't make no. That actually got me mad. Like,
Yeah,
or do you know anybody who puts the rice on top of the beans? All right, well, Puerto Ricans here, or freaking John has dealt with. Freaking,
Nah, I'm still a human. Who does that?
Yeah. Who you put rice and then you put the sauce and the beans on top of it, right? And then it settles in. That don't make no. Yeah.
I don't do weird
listen,
shit.
I do know people who put the milk first.
Nah,
It's odd to me.
Let me ask them a question. Did they fill up a cup of soda and then put the ice in there after? I mean, no, put the ice in there after. Well,
I mean,
filled up to the top.
I've done that
Don't make no difference.
unintentionally.
I've done that too.
I mean,
not,
you're not supposed to.
then you
You're
end
ideal.
up trying to play like Plinko with the ice and just slide it in along the side of the cup.
Right, so don't splash. I've done it, like you said, not intentionally, just because I'm a dumbass. Like,
Yeah.
not,
Exactly. So have I, but it's not the ideal situation.
No, ideally you put the ice first because of the splash. You know,
gravity. Duh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm a normal person. I would hope that most of us is normal too. Like I don't, but there are a lot of people.
Honestly,
that do
talking to you
weird
guys, I don't feel normal. So
I know a person that eats peanut butter, jelly, and cheese sandwiches.
Okay.
wait, come again? Peanut butter.
What kind of cheese?
Peanut butter.
Regular like Kraft singles.
Peanut butter, jelly,
Yellow
cheese.
American?
Cheese. Yes, yellow American.
That's disgusting.
Have you tried it?
Oh no, I'm not stupid. I'm not a.
I
no.
mean,
No,
I
I
haven't
mean, I don't know.
tried
I do love cheese.
no, I'm not a
Cheese goes good in
Tritarian.
everything.
I am not a Tritarian. I am a person that knows what they like.
Tritarian?
Yeah, because my wife is always like, "Oh, I'm a Tritarian." I'm like, "Yeah, because you're tasting things. That's why you're tasting things are terrible because you're always trying new things. You don't even know what you like. Like I know what I like. I like burgers. I like chicken. I like meatloaf. I like macaroni and cheese. You know what I'm saying? Normal, yeah. Oh, I love empanadas from Empanada Master. Like those are my favorite. But yeah, regular food. Like you're not gonna catch me doing weird shit like that. Who the fuck? You know?
What is strawberries and peanut butter considered normal?
No. Apples and
I
peanut butter.
I consider that normal.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's not anything to be.
It's not
frowned
It's
upon.
not egregious. It's not egregious, but it's not normal. But it's not peanut butter jelly and cheese.
I feel like it's in the same family because you know you got
But
like
there's
nuts
also
and
strawberry
berries
jam.
and-
I have some strawberry jam instead to use.
Yeah, it's not
instead of
it's not
using
that
grape
bad.
jelly.
Right. I eat apples and peanut butter all the time. Cut up some apples, you dip it in the peanut butter. You know, it's delicious.
That is
So
good.
it's not bad. Strawberries, it's not normal though. You know, but I don't do shit like that. I'm not a weird mixer of. I don't like trying shit. Because the worst thing is going to a restaurant, seeing something on the menu, and you're like, should I try this? And then you try it, and it fucking sucks. And you
It's
wasted
one time. It's one meal.
It's $16.99 that I'm not getting back.
It's one meal. So what?
Oh yeah, I don't really try new things out of the restaurants either for that
Nah,
exact
wow.
reason.
Yeah, no, you're not.
I do.
Especially a nice restaurant. Nah.
Not if I'm
No,
hungry.
but you
On
can
top
actually
of it.
figure out. You can actually figure out. Okay, listen. Even if you know you're on the menu, you're getting chicken. Who really could fuck up chicken? All right, so
People
you know, okay,
fuck
maybe
up chicken.
All right,
It depends
well, you
what
could just
kind
have
of
different
chicken,
types of
too.
sauces. All right, you have it like, you know, in the pasta, or you have it, you know, saute. You have it freaking, you know,
Yo,
roasted.
I'm about to call y'all boring.
Call me
Freaking
boring,
know.
nigga.
I mean,
Call me
restaurants
boring.
not freaking
Rebecca
getting.
hates going out to eat with me because I get the same shit.
you know what?
You're like my dad. My dad does that. He does that.
When it
hate
comes,
it.
when it comes to
I'll
my
be like, "What are you
food
looking at the menu
choices-
for? You're just gonna get a burger and a steak, or a steak
You
anyway." So
goddamn right.
You're like,
You goddamn right. I'm getting
Wait.
a burger.
When it comes to
So
my
don't look at the
food
menu.
choices, yeah, I'm boring, but I make up for it in other weird ass ways.
I'll get a crazy appetizer though. I'll get like fried calamari. You know, I'll try some shit that
Wow, that's not even crazy, bro.
Yeah,
I don't like seafood. I hate seafood.
yeah, my man said I'll get weird shit like calamari.
I hate seafood. So that's weird to
I've
me.
never
That's-
had like oysters or clams.
Okay.
I mean,
All right,
I
we're
don't
gonna
know.
get a
That
little
sounds
crazy in
weird.
here.
I'd get a nice tomato bisque.
Oh man.
A tomato bisque?
Yeah,
Lobster
dude.
I
bisque is
mean-
good.
with some cheese in it.
Ray, I feel like you're judging now.
I'm uncultured swine.
Well, I'm just saying you guys
You're-
are not adventurous with
you're-
food.
You're
No.
not allowed to judge, Ray.
Food is too precious to play with. Like, why do y'all play with food? Like, let me try this new animal I never tried before, but I'm hungry as fuck. So if it's nasty, I'm gonna still be hungry and I wasted money. And
No, that doesn't mean you're still gonna be hungry.
Like, all right,
Why
Ray,
does it mean you're still gonna be hungry?
because you're not gonna eat some shit you don't like.
I'm gonna eat it still.
Nah.
Ray,
Yeah.
Ray,
That's
would
what we do.
you try bull testicles?
No,
Why?
because I don't need to try both testicles.
Who needs to try bull testicles?
Nobody.
I don't want to try both testicles.
The
I don't
why?
want another animal's
I-
ball.
Reproductive. Yeah, I don't want to eat any animal's reproductive system. That's just not like ideal to me. I mean,
You
I
eat
don't know.
eggs.
Would you guys eat
You eat
dog
eggs.
or bat or cat?
No, that is abort. Those are periods. Chicken periods. All right. There's a big difference, and we all eat that in a different species. So let's relax.
So,
Wait, did you say will we eat dog or cat?
dog, cat, or bats?
No, man, that's how
I was
coronavirus
about to
started.
say, do we look like a
But
Chinese wet market?
I'm saying though, like, how adventurous is
Too far?
adventurous? Yeah, I
nah.
mean,
Try snails?
if no,
Have I tried
No,
snails?
if
I
it
think I
came
have.
down
or
to it, I don't know.
what you call it? Fucking
Caviar.
caviar.
Nope.
Yep.
I don't think I've tried caviar, but I'm not sure. I've tried so much crap.
Give me some chicken tenders.
Yeah, caviar. Caviar is good.
Nah,
Sardines.
Bro. Nah.
Yeah, I've
Had
had
that too.
sardines.
Yeah, sardines are good.
Y'all niggas is nasty.
We gotta get some fresh
It's all about
sardines.
survival, man.
How the
Look,
fuck is
if I
sardines
had no
survival?
choice, if I had
It's
no
all about
choice-
understanding that you need that, if you had no choice, it's different.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
Can I
If
ask
you're
you a
gonna give me a
question?
menu and I have an option, I'm gonna go with the option that I know I'm gonna like.
Can I ask you?
Especially if I'm paying for it. No, if I'm gonna give you $20, I better like what you are placing in front of me.
Why did our
Mhm.
ancestors work so goddamn hard to get us to the fucking future for us to have to worry about survival shit? We always worried about,
Because you don't know what the heck is gonna happen anyway, bro.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they didn't even want to live in that fucking survival world. It's
Mhm.
how we got here. So why are we always still trying to figure that shit out? It's still trying to.
We are still doing what we can to
It's
survive,
just
though.
a different kind of
No,
survival,
it's
bro.
yeah, but what I
Exactly.
mean is like nothing wrong with like hunting and growing shit. But I'm just saying like a lot of us are so focused on like survival and like going back to the old ways. But it's like, yo, like they didn't want to be that way either. And that's how we got here. Like
That wasn't the argument that I was mentioning anyway, but
no, it wasn't. It's not saying that was the argument. I'm just asking a general question because it sparked it in my brain. Like,
okay.
in general, people be like, "Oh, I'm a survivalist," or like, "Yeah, that's cool," or "We need to go back to the old days when there was no electricity." And there are some people that are like that, like crazy motherfuckers. And it's like, yo, why did like? There's a reason why those fucking cavemen they didn't want to be in caves anymore. Like they wanted to. They stopped hunting and gathering, and they fucking stopped. They started farming shit and started having luxuries because that shit sucked. I ain't trying to go backwards. Fuck survival. Give me internet.
I mean,
fast download speeds.
I hear you, and that's a topic in itself, and I kind of hear where you're coming from, and I could go on a whole thing.
I ain't trying to. What's the point of going backwards, man? We could still learn shit.
Who says you can't be? Who says it's going backwards? As a matter of fact, a lot of people feel like the technology and everything around us is actually harming us. And I'm not even talking about the 5G shit. I'm just talking about our social interactions, our mental.
All we're gonna do is wind up in the same spot. You need to play Horizon Zero Dawn. We're gonna wind up in
a great game.
Let's say we all stop using the internet today. Society changed and everything went back to how it was in the 50s, where we were just fucking using Morse code and mail. Right? On a long enough timeline, we're gonna be right back here because we're going to get tired of this shit. We always going to do more. We're always going to do more. It's human nature. So we fight progress so much, and I don't understand, man. It's like, do you really want to go back to motherfucking making bonfires in the middle of winter, nigga? That's bonfires the kind of shit.
Are dope. Just not.
That's the kind of shit you on. Nah, nigga, I'm trying to play Call of Duty. You know. Thank you, ancestors, for working your ass off, so I can have upload speeds of fucking 100 megabytes a second.
I got one more oddity to kind of add. I'm full of them apparently. Like all y'all is like y'all like basic bitches right now in this in the weird shit. In the weird shit I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I've got odd number and symmetry issues.
What?
Like I don't do odd numbers. Like
what?
I have to rationalize them in a way to get an even result, or
ask him what his birthday is if he doesn't like odd numbers.
Or I have to get divisibles of them.
Divisibles of even numbers, yeah. I know what he's talking about.
Like to equate to an even number. And then the other odd, if not that, it's a symmetry issue, which I think they kind of play hand in hand. Like I need even.
Frank has 5 letters.
Yeah. But
does that bother you?
No, because what I would honestly, I'm doing it in my head. I'll map it out to even it out somehow. Like I do it up here.
How do you even that out?
It would be a lot to explain, quite honestly. But I'm working with the letters in my head to make it happen. It's a fucked up split.
You know what?
But like even with like volume, like you guys remember the old TV sets that when you like put the volume up or down? Fabian should remember this. I used to have one, and it would come volume, and then it would just be dashes underneath it, right? Like I used to the line needed to be lined up with one of the letters in perfect evenness and perfect symmetry to one of the letters. Like
something's wrong with you.
It couldn't. Yeah, I've established this at the beginning of the pod because everything wrong with y'all, the little that you found wrong with yourselves, I share completely. So it's great.
But that's not bad, actually.
You're super neurotic, is what I know.
No, that's a light level of OCD. That's just which we all
I
have.
Absolutely have. It's to the point
it's deeper than OCD.
I have to eat my Skittles in a certain way.
Yeah, it's
okay. Now we're getting to that's mild though. Now you're getting to a little bit mild.
It's neuroticism, bro.
What?
It's being neurotic. That's neuroticism. It's,
like
you're in your own head. Like.
I will eat my Skittles 2 by 2. If I happen to accidentally eat a third, the next round will also be 3s.
Ray's laughing at you.
I just put all the Skittles in my mouth at once.
Ray never laughs at people's shortcomings with that one guy.
This nigga said
he's always like, you know what? I understand. You know what? Everybody has their shit, but that
Nah, that's where he drew the line. He said no. He said no.
You a weirdo.
No, nigga, you went too far.
Oh,
That's the
man.
thing. I've accepted. I'm fucked up in the head. So,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
Clearly, we have not, but we're friends, so.
I agree with Fabian in a sense where like we're born certain ways, right? But I just think everybody's born with a certain amount of screws loose.
Yeah. Yep.
I think that we have personality traits when you're born, but I think shit like that is learned behavior at some point. I don't think any of this, my anxiety, your fucking culture, like none of that shit comes from birth. That came from a place, something that happened to you.
Something that you learned, I feel like.
Yeah, like your
Something
personality
about it,
traits
and
is
maybe you
different
liked
from
it.
that.
Maybe you liked it, and maybe you combine your Skittles. Maybe the green one has to go with a red one. I don't know, a purple one. So
No, I'm not that bad, but I do
know.
like the combinations.
Not that bad, but you just gave
You
us
know?
some fuel.
Look, y'all see what keeps popping up? Look at
Gave
that.
him a new
Look,
pattern.
look, this motherfucker.
No,
Oh,
I
wait.
don't. I see your black screen. Oh, no.
You see him?
Boo boo.
No, you don't look.
No, I don't see anything.
No, we don't see anything.
What?
I see that. Yeah. What is that? Is that Ralph?
You don't see. Look,
I don't see anything. Talk more so your screen gets.
you don't see the fucking Mickey in the corner of the screen.
Oh no, because it's our faces.
Big nose. Big nose. It doesn't look like Mickey.
That
It looks like a record.
I
motherfucker.
see.
Ralph
I see.
character.
I see this part.
That's one of my wife's weirdnesses.
Nigga, we might get copyright strikes from fucking Disney. You better keep that little mascot somewhere.
Oh,
You better keep that little bastard away. Oh, Disney coming for us. Nah, they do.
Oh shit! So it's great to know that I'm the weird one, fellas. I mean,
That's
I'll
how
embrace it.
We're all
It's not a-
weird.
It's not a
man.
shocker.
Ray,
We're all
stop
weird.
it, Ray. Ray, stop it. You didn't
Frank,
say one weird thing.
I laughed because you have that quirk about putting 2 freaking Skittles at a time, and I'm like, I'll just put the whole bag in my mouth.
Facts.
Whole bag of Skittles at
Pause.
once.
That'll make
I
you
had to
weird,
do
Ray.
whole bag of Skittles, now bag.
You had a chance to be at my level, Ray, and you were like, "Nah, ain't nothing wrong with me."
Bro.
You had no fears and you had no odd shit going on with you. I'm on an
No, I
island,
didn't say
Ray.
that I don't have fears. I just freaking have things that I feel when I have that sort of fear, and I conquer it.
Let
I
me
go
find
against
out
what
that
it
when
is.
you joined the military, they give you that same super soldier serum they gave Captain
America.
Yeah, nigga, you got that shit.
I was
nigga.
skinny. I was much skinnier.
Man, look, you the Winter Soldier, motherfucker. You got no feelings. This nigga said nothing. I'm afraid of nothing. Get this nigga a metal arm and it's over. Oh man.
Fellas, again, it's great seeing y'all for another week on fucking this Zoom shit. But hey, we making it work, right?
That's right.
Something like that.
We battling through.
I'm gonna try your method of eating Skittles, bro.
Honestly,
see what it's all about.
The flavor combinations are enjoyable.
You know they're
Like,
not
all-
flavored differently, though. They're all
Yeah, they
flavored.
are.
Are they?
Yeah, they're individual flavors.
They
They're
taste
not
all
just
fuck-
colors. They're not M&Ms.
They-
M&Ms are like that.
And-
M&Ms
Yeah,
are the
M&Ms.
same. Skittles are not.
And tricks. You know the cereal?
Yeah.
Each
Mhm.
fruit is not.
Maybe that's why
flavor
they're
different.
called tricks.
No, there's slight differences.
No, they're not. I looked it up.
But
not. They're all
you
taste-
just startled John, right?
Nah, nigga,
John,
you
the,
just blew my
the
mind.
flavors of the individual Skittles are actually on the back of the package.
I'm gonna look that up.
Okay.
They do. I'm telling you,
I had some-
believe me, I've gone through this.
I had some Skittles around here somewhere. I'll look it up.
They're probably mine, you motherfucker.
No, my kids got them shits for Easter, nigga. I got kids, nigga. Loophole.
Damn.
Anyway,
on that note, ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to the Alpha 5 podcast. I'm Frank, aka PJ, here with John,
wash your hands.
Fabian,
Yeah.
and Ray.
I'm gonna get the purple bag of Skittles.
Yeah, word. They're the best. We appreciate you tuning in. Remember to catch us on Facebook, YouTube. We actually got 2 channels, Alpha 5 Podcast, Alpha 5 Gaming, streaming on there all the time. We're also, hopefully you're listening to us on one of the streaming platforms, Bing,
IG.
Apple, Google, and all that. IG as well. Thank you, John. Again, we appreciate you tuning in. Remember to stay safe. And like John said, wash your hands. All right.
Yep.
Peace.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.